ago, a controversial painting or photograph could spark public outrage. Today, we live in a world where nearly everything can be seen with a single tap. So that raises an interesting question: has anything remained taboo in 2026? Or have we become impossible to shock? At first glance, it might seem like society has moved beyond taboos altogether. Information is everywhere. Social media exposes us to ideas, cultures, and perspectives from across the globe. Topics once considered too controversial for public discussion now appear in everyday conversations. Yet the reality is more complicated. Taboos have not disappeared, they have simply changed. Throughout history, taboos were often connected to the body, religion, or morality. Societies created rules around what could be shown, discussed, or challenged. But modern culture has shifted the focus. Today, people are often less shocked by what they see and more concerned with what that content represents. The reaction is no longer always about the image. It is about power, identity, intent, context. The same statement can be praised as courageous by one group and condemned as offensive by another. The same artwork can be celebrated in a gallery while provoking outrage online. Why? Because modern taboos are increasingly symbolic. People react not only to what is presented but to the values they believe it communicates. This is why debates about censorship continue to thrive. Every society draws boundaries. The challenge is that those boundaries are constantly moving. What was considered unacceptable 10 years ago may be mainstream today, and ideas that seem acceptable now may become controversial in the future. Social media has accelerated this process dramatically. A reaction that once remained local can now spread globally within hours. A single image, performance, or public statement can trigger conversations among millions of people who bring different cultural expectations to the same piece of content. As a result, there is no longer one universal definition of what is taboo. There are many. Different communities maintain different boundaries. Different generations respond to different sensitivities. Different cultures continue to disagree on what should be protected, restricted, or challenged. In some ways, this makes modern society more open. In other ways, it creates entirely new forms of tension. Because when everyone can speak, everyone can also object. And that means controversy itself has become part of modern culture. Perhaps the most interesting change is that today's strongest reactions often emerge around questions of identity, representation, misinformation, privacy, and power rather than traditional concerns about morality alone. The subjects have changed, the emotional intensity has not. Human beings still defend the values they believe matter. Human beings still react when they feel those values are threatened. That instinct has existed for thousands of years, and it is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. So, is anything still taboo in 2026? The answer is yes, but the taboos are no longer fixed. They evolve alongside society itself. As culture changes, new boundaries emerge while old ones fade away. The result is a world where the question is no longer, can this be shown? The question is, what does it mean when it is shown? And perhaps that question will always remain controversial.